I want to thank you for joining me again as we continue on with our series, From Other to One Another, our daily devotional series that accompanying our Sunday morning sermon series. I want to thank you for joining us for that as we explore the richness of our relationships with one another. It has been said that unforgiveness is the poison that we drink that kills the unforgiving and leaves the unforgiven unharmed. Why is it that you think unforgiveness is so spiritually deadly to the one who fails to forgive? Jesus tells us that we ought to forgive our brothers, and Peter is having conversation and wondering, how many times do I got to forgive him? And Jesus' answer is 70 times 7. Now, Jesus wasn't giving him a prescription for keep tabulating how many times you have forgiven your brothers until you reach 490. And then once you've reached 490, then you can you no longer have an obligation to forgive. What Jesus was doing was giving him a number that was so large that he would lose count. And the issue would be just keep on doing it. Why is that? Well, I think Paul, in his letter to the Ephesians, hits on the reason why we ought to forgive when he says, forgive one another as God in Christ has forgiven you. I think the issue that he's talking about there is that, like so many of the other one another's, is when it comes down to the one anotherness of forgiveness, it's a way that we become like Jesus. Think about it. When did God forgive us? Did he wait for us to apologize? Did he wait for us to make the initial move? Did he even wait for us to recognize our sin? It says in Romans chapter 5 that while we were still sinners, Christ died for us. God didn't wait. His forgiveness didn't wait. Are you one that's prone to harbor a grudge? To hold on to resentment? To remain angry at someone who has done you wrong? In contrast with Colossians chapter 3, where Paul states a similar kind of thing about forgiving one another for whatever grievances you may have or complaints you may have against one another, the issue in that context is that you may just be an unusual person that causes people to have to go the extra mile for you. The bearing with one another issue. But in Ephesians chapter 4, verse 32, the issue there is not about, you just maybe have some idiosyncrasies that we need to look past. The issue that's present there is you may have actually sinned against somebody. Or somebody may have sinned against you, and are you willing to forgive? Are you willing to let it go? Let me define forgiveness for you. Because we got a concept that forgive and forget and those kind of things. But what does it mean to forgive? Well, forgiveness is actually carries a legal idea. That you have a justified account against someone. They have done something to you that they owe you. Forgiveness is writing off that account. Who owes you something that you need to write off and just let it go? It will be healthy for you to stop drinking the poison.